Hey, y'all. And no, I'm not naked. I just don't. Before anybody start that stuff, I'm not naked. Okay? I'm not naked. But there's a couple things that I'm going to talk about on this here because I, got some good feedback about the spiked coffee in the morning with Henny. It's still morning here on the East Coast, okay? It's 10:30 to be exact. So it's morning time. Cheers to the coffee. Hey, Zoe. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. Hey, y'all. What y'all say, y'all? Top of the top, everybody. Salute to everybody coming in. We about to chop it up like we did yesterday morning because everybody, seemed to like that. I got good feedback. Like, shout out to Uda on Go. Uda was like, it feels like you sitting and chopping it up with your sis, or you chopping it up with your homegirl or your cousin or whatever. And I usually do this on IG, but IG been playing with my coin. Okay, they like to play with my bag over there on IG. So I decided to come over here to the YouTube and just do my thing and talk with y'all over here. Is that all right? And y'all get raw, no eyeliner, no lipstick, no glitz, no glam, no nothing. I decided to put the backyard in the background and show y'all that I be around all this greenery. Okay, greenery. Maybe one day I'll get a setup right there underneath the old tree or something. I don't know. But we starting this off, and since y'all like it, we gonna continue to do it, okay? If I am a grandma, I'm a damn good looking grandma. Ha! Ha! You wish I was your grandma. Anyway, so bathrobe is gonna change as the weather changes, but for now it's the soft black robe. Is your mama? Is your mama? Ask that. Try again. So, I'm gonna talk about this because there's been a lot of things that, we've talked about over these past few months, 12 months to a year, that I've been kind of dipping my feet into this Wack 100, 600 thing. Oh, also, shout out to Street TV. Thank you for putting me on the list. Okay, they acknowledged me as a small channel. Munchie B, holla at your girl on IG. Same name, Hennessy Reviews, and I definitely will link up with you. So, 600 and Wack 100. They've been out here running a lot of plays for a very long time. They've been out here, they've been talking, they've been yapping, they've been doing a lot, doing the most, a lot of us would say, with their takedown of Big U, right? And it's like I keep rolling back over content. And as of recently, some of the things that has been said, it's really like, okay, let me get my snipers up in here because I see every time I go live this way, I always end up getting the weirdos. That's the only thing. All right. Hey, I'm Gucci. Thank you. Thank you for asking. Top of the top, everybody. Ain't nobody in them trees behind me. Except for them damn squirrels. Oh, bye. My feelings are so hurt. Bye. Now you don't ever have to come back. How about that? Yeah, that's how we give it up over here. So, anywho, back to what we was talking about. It's been a lot of plays that have been being run down and, being talked about, thank you, I see the snipers is up in here, they starting, all right? So y'all come in here with this yip, 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 you gonna get snip, 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 because nobody got time for that. And one of the ones since Big U was arrested that was talked about was Adam. Wack sat up on Adam. Wack has been all on Clubhouse. 600 tried to run this narrative. Salute to RKTV about how they were trying to warn Big U. Now, I did do a video. Oh, did I get the wrong one? No, I got the right one. About how it didn't make sense. Because for me, I would never be that invested in my enemy that I would be able to like tell you every intricate detail of what they're doing. That's called surveillance. Oh, it's a big orange butterfly. Salute to the butterfly. That's called surveillance. Y'all had him under internet surveillance and surveillance out in the streets. And you're telling me that we're supposed to believe, which I know a lot of y'all are too intelligent to fall for that we were just trying to warn him. Well, if that be the case, and that's supposed to be the story that they're sticking to, then 600 has definitely gone against the grain on making that a fact, because this is what he just recently had to say.
Quick 400 push-ups. A lot of y'all been asking me, am I with Big U or against Big U? Saying that I'm trying to save him from going to jail. This year I realized.
Salute, retired troll.
When they send this stuff, we don't know if it's true or not. F dude. So whatever.
When they send this stuff, we don't know if it's true or not. So you mean to tell us you just gonna run whatever because it's against the person? That's called a vendetta. That's called having a vendetta. That's also called not having any integrity or morale. I'm gonna play it again.
Quick 400 push-ups. A lot of y'all been asking me, am I with Big U or against Big U? Saying that I'm trying to save him from going to jail. This year I realized, when they send this stuff, we don't know if it's true or not. F dude. So whatever they say, we push to the media.
We don't know if it's true or not. So whatever they say, we just push to the media. So that means that anybody get out. Anybody can call them at any point in time with any BS story, any BS narrative that's not true, and they gonna run it. They gonna run it. Your mama. It don't matter if they've got facts to back it up. It don't matter if they've got proof, documents, any of that stuff. So you just gonna run it. But you call yourselves the exposers. Let me tell you about exposing people. I don't expose people, but I will run the court docs and run the content. And depending upon how much I get asked to run a certain, you want to know about a story. I can't even say a narrative. Depending upon how much I get requested, like I've got some requests for me to do this K-Flock. I was requested to do this Yellow Beezy and Mo 3 thing. So I did an introductory video to that. I do have to give y'all the follow-up on it. But I make sure that what I'm speaking on, I can stand on. And I can say, this is where I got that from. I make sure that when I've used my own thinking to connect dots, that y'all know that. If I'm spinning because it's something that I'm connecting on, or it's something that I think may be an alternative to the situation, I tell y'all to throw tornadoes in the chat. And anybody who's been here knows that once we throwing tornadoes in the chat, we spinning right now. So everything that I'm saying at that point is alleged. I'm also very cautious with making sure that as I run my normal lives, when I'm running down content and all of that, I let y'all know that everything is alleged because we weren't there, so we don't know what happened, right? Even when it comes to court docs, we still don't know what happened. You know why? Because everybody lies. Yeah. Judges lie. Prosecution lies. The feds lie. Witnesses lie. Defendants lie. Defense attorneys lie. Everybody lies, and it gets put down and documented. Salute to Gangland Gam. I'm sorry, I'm tongue twist the first thing in the morning. So it's like, even with that, everything is still alleged. Even when you reading on complaints, like the one that the press release that they put out for Big U, it tells you that an indictment is allegations, which means that everything is alleged in there. So it's alleged until they prove it. Now, when you get into court, and I know we spun way back, but we gonna come back, because I'm giving you proof. Like, here's how you deal with facts. Even when you go into court, right? Say you the defendant. If you don't know this, it's on the prosecution. They have the, what is it called? The burden of proof. They have to prove their case. And they've got to tell a convincing story to 12 people that are sitting in that jury box. And a lot of times, the person who has the most convincing story is how that goes. It ain't always based on evidence. I don't know if y'all have ever watched court TV and all of that, but narratives get spun in court as well. Okay? So that's why I said you can't always go off of a court doc as being solidified, but you can use that as your burden of proof when you out here giving content, right? When I'm doing things like what I'm doing right now, before I played the audio, I showed y'all. This came off his channel. This is me giving you the burden of proof of where I'm getting this from and where this is coming from. Because this is my analogy on them based off of the proof that they've put out. You feel me? But you telling me as a content creator, because that's what they do. They create content. When you create narratives, you're creating content, right? So they spin these narratives. And they don't give a damn if the narrative is true or not. They know the more salacious the narrative, the more we gonna run the content. And they don't give a damn about being exposed, is basically what I get from that. I'm gonna run that back one more time because I know some people just came in. And this is what we talking about.
From going to jail. This year I realized, when they send that stuff, we don't know if it's true or not. F dude. So whatever they say, we pushed to the media. They told me he hung himself. We pushed that to the media.
Now, I ain't never heard that, but that is true. He did put a narrative, a video, did a whole 3-minute and some change video talking about Big U himself. Nobody told you that, bro. You made that up. You made that up for clicks, likes, views, and the salaciousness of it all because you knew people was going to come run down on your video. Yeah. He don't like Big U. Never liked Big U. He got like in his eyes, that's his op. Right? Why would you ever want to warn him? So that whole narrative that Wack put out there, and I'm saying this for those people who want to come in here and be like, oh, he was just trying to warn him. And blah, blah, blah. No. No. Salute to Wonder Woman. Salute to Zoe. Salute to Earl King. Salute to Bree Bree. Salute to everybody in here right now. That's not a fact. That's fiction. But let's let him finish what he was saying.
They tell us about the grid program. We pushed that to the media. So they said that the DNA was on his fingernails, and they come to get him. I know how to pull up at his house and let him know if I want him to know. That wasn't my job. I was really just trying to mess his day up, have him stressing. Anybody trying to say that dude from going to jail, bro? We don't know what. We ain't never talked to no detectives, bro. We just go about hearsay, bro. But F dude, period.
I just wanted to ruin his day. We just go by hearsay. What? Exactly, Gam. I'm a female and I don't even talk like that. You running content talking about there's DNA from a homicide investigation under somebody's nails. You got it from where you got it from, but you ain't bothered to fact check that. But the problem that I have with all of this is the more that people are out here realizing that these dudes are nasty work, the more they try to push back against it. Wack 100 sat up, he called in to No Jump and was talking to Remo. And was like that he knew that there was a 50-page indictment coming down on Big U. Let me explain something to you. You don't know about indictments coming down unless you got people in that building. Let's talk about that. You know why you don't know? Because indictments are usually sealed before they come down. Because if they don't seal those indictments or keep it on a hush, people will find out. People will run. Because there's an indictment. It'll mess up their whole investigation. So things like indictments coming down are not public knowledge. So that means that you're talking to a Fed. Least we not forget that Wack had said that the feds wrongfully raided his crib and told him we owe you one. Least we not forget that. I wish I had my other phone out here. Least we not forget that. Hold on. Let me see if I can pull that real quick. I hope somebody put this in here.
Rick, sweetie.
Nah. See, I gotta go find my own clips of this stuff. Cause that should have been a video that somebody focused on. So I'ma do that. But if you don't know, you'll get the information in a minute. But now let's get back to what we're talking about. So Wack sat up there on that No Jumper and hold on. Before we get on to Wack, let's stay on 600 for a second. Let's stay on 600 pennies for a second. Because 600 pennies done said a lot over the course of this time, right? Because let's not forget that he sat up there on a whole live with Wack. The narrative in the beginning, and I'm going to keep pushing this line. The narrative in the beginning was they brought the information to the public because if they didn't, it would mean that they were working with the police. That's bullshit. $600 says he put the content out about this Rayshawn Williams case because it was already on social media. But where he's getting it from is Stand On It Media. Yeah.
What's up with it? So y'all be trying to say Wack's dry snitching. Well, y'all really ain't saying nothing about Wack. Y'all talking about 600 dry snitching, right? The family is mad at us for speaking on this.
They asked them not to say nothing. We heard the recording, right? Whatever it is that was going down, I believe was added. This case was added at the last minute to that court document. You know why? Because it ain't mentioned in the charges. Have y'all noticed? Murder ain't in them charges. However, when you go to K Flock's RICO, the murder is in them charges. Oscar, it's in the charges of the RICO. Let me make sure. Let me pull that up for y'all real quick. Cause I don't want nobody. This is his paperwork. This is K Flock right here. This is the paperwork. See, Kevin Perez, that's K Flock. They got count 1, racketeering and conspiracy, right? Count 2, violent crime in aid of racketeering, right? Count 3, murder through use of firearm. This is in his RICO case right here. You see it right there. That's in the indictment. It ain't in the indictment. Let's pull that up real quick. Cause yeah, I could still cook without being on my StreamYard. I could still cook. So let's pull that up real quick. And just in case anyone this is the sealed indictment with K Flock on there. You see that? Kevin Perez, K Flock. And so y'all know it ain't cap. Let me scroll in front y'all face. That is count 3 on that indictment. So I don't want to hear it's not on there because this, that, and the okay? So, and I'm bringing this up because, and I'm not saying this in any way to like demean or downplay whatever happened to that young man. That's not what I'm trying to do. I'm just showing y'all it's not on there. When we go into this paperwork from the press release, even let's go to the criminal complaint. Let's go there. Let's go to the criminal complaint. Because I'm about to show y'all. In the criminal complaint, it gives you the offense description. Okay? So there go the criminal complaint that we all seen. Okay? When we go over to the description, this little box right here, it says RICO conspiracy interference with commerce by robbery, transportation of an individual in interstate commerce with intent that the individual engage in prostitution, bank fraud. Yeah, it's on mirror image. I don't know if I could fix that on here or not. But either way, y'all know that this is a document. It's not on there. The story is in the case, but it ain't on the charges. All right? Now, when we get over here to the actual press release and we run down on them charges, because I ran that yesterday as well, we're going to run down on them again because people still not getting it. All right? Eugene Henley, right here. When you get right here, this is the complaint. This is the press release, I mean. We're going to get to the charges, all right? It says what they are accusing him of. Let me get back to my space. It says, if convicted, Henley, Robinson, and Martin would face a statutory minimum of 20 years in federal prison for the racketeering conspiracy count. Okay? The bank fraud count is punishable up to 30 years in federal prison. The Hobbs Act, conspiracy, robbery, and extortion, and wire fraud counts each carry a statutory minimum of 20 years in federal prison. The Mann Act and the theft concerning programs receiving federal funds count each carries a penalty of up to 10 years in federal prison. The tax evasion count carries a statutory minimum sentence of 5 years in federal prison, while the willful failure to pay, file a tax return count is punishable up to 1 year in prison. That's the charges and the time that if indicted, right? Did you ever stop and ask why they keep pushing that narrative That's why I'm talking about this right now. If you like, why is salute and thank you for joining the channel. Double tap on the screen and get them likes up for me. Lean on the like. Well, you got to tap on the like right now. But it's not there. It's in the indictment. They talk about it, for example. They use it as an example, but it's not a charge. Salute and thank you for joining and subscribing to the channel. Welcome to the bar, y'all. But what are they always talking about? Can't say that they're doing it with a good cause, for a good cause. They're doing it for a good cause. They're doing it because they're upstanding citizens. They're doing their civil duty. I already told y'all last night. They over there smutting that mother's pain. Yeah, they taking advantage of her grief. Well, I appreciate that. I don't know if you know, I try to be, entertaining. They smutting that lady out, that her grief out. And it's not even on the indictment. And you just heard 600 say, oh, we go off of hearsay. We don't care if it's true or not. We gonna run that content. That's the same thing that Wack said. That's the same thing that Wack said. We just gonna run the content. I don't give a damn how much somebody is my op. Setting them up, pushing narratives. For what? I could, but why? I ain't built like that. They girly mouth. That's what we called them back in the day in New York, girly mouth. But anyway, listen to what they said at first was the reason. Now, 600 talking about, oh, we don't talk about nothing that ain't on the internet.
We know a whole lot. And once again, I want y'all to hear what Wack is saying about this. I want y'all to hear the whole play. We know a whole lot. And once again, I'm getting this off of the internet. You feel what I'm saying? I'm getting all this off the internet before I speak on anything. Which I don't really don't care what dudes we're talking about, but I do it just because I got certain people. But let's just get to it, man. So, let me just let them talk.
This makes sense to y'all.
Let me let.
So, with this shit here, y'all gonna hear it. They coming to get him, Miss Smart on the top 8. They already got the date set. You gonna hear it? I'm telling you, you gonna hear it. So you gotta understand, when the family is telling us this, that means their investigation is already done. Like, whatever they doing, they already doing. Nigga, it's done. So, now the family, they told the street nigga. Unfortunately, I felt withholding this is cooperating with the police.
So now, that was in the very beginning. That was 13 days ago. That was 13 days ago that he said, I felt holding it back was cooperating with the police. And I've said this before, but I want this to stick. I want it up and stuck in people's minds that come in and fall under the sound of my voice, right? That's what you talking about, right? You saying that you didn't want to hold the information because then that's you cooperating with the police, right? Because then people will be like, oh, Wack, you knew this and you ain't say nothing. So you didn't want to look like you were cooperating with the police. But now once everything hits the fan and everybody's like, yo, he was talking about this before it even happened, right before it happened. And people started saying, oh, Wack's the feds, blah, 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 blah. He's a snitch. He really is CS2 back. When people started saying that in the streets, in these internet streets, in the comment sections and all of that, and coming for him, then it became, oh, we was trying to warn him. Even 600 was saying that at one point in time. Oh, we was trying to warn him so he could lawyer up. Henny Glasses in the chat if y'all remember hearing Wack say that. We was trying to warn him so he could lawyer up before it came. That's why we put it out there. But see, here's where all of that falls apart. Even if you push that to the side, salute the Trap News Network up in here. Even if you push all of that to the side, where it falls apart at is because Wack said he texted Big U's wife. First of all, you ain't texting Big U's wife. Stop making it seem like you cool with that lady. That lady is that man's wife. Been his wife. You think she's accepting a text message from you? As much slander as you've been doing out here against her husband? Negative. Negative. Not we in love and we got 10 kids. So then that became the thing. Oh, I texted his wife and told her ahead of time. Lies. You trying to clean your plate because you realize you lining yourself up with the CS2 back narrative. Now we know that that's a fact. There's no getting away from it. But I'm going to do you one even better. I'm going to do you one even better. Don't worry, I got you. I got you. I got you.
You think if that nigga Luce can't really rob him niggas of 40, 50,000, he gonna talk about it openly?
Hold on.
He's talking about it because he know it never happened.
All right, let me ask you about this. All right, so another big thing everybody is running with. So they feel like Christopher Lovejoy, you know, 600, he said he was just reacting to information that was out there. But
That's a fact.
they saying that he was just like ahead of
Information that Wack put out there. Let me run y'all through that again. I talked about this in a video recently, but let me run y'all through that on this Spike Coffee morning. Wack sat up there on No Jumper, and he gave y'all the play. He works in phases. I've already told y'all that. I showed y'all where he said that. He works in phases. So here's the phase again, for those who may have missed it. The phase of getting this information and this narrative about the murder, getting this thing about this murder happening out there. Wack dropped the newspaper into his murder mystery clubhouse room that he got. Gave it to the girl for her to bring to the floor. Boom. He in the room. They talking about the newspaper clipping that he gave them. Right? He's listening to the discussion. He's seeing if the people biting. The people biting. They biting. He's listening to what they saying. They biting. So now he drops the recording. After a while, drops the recording of the sister saying they found his DNA under his nails. So now he said 20 minutes. He let the people talk on the floor. Boom, he slides the recording of the mother talking about it, saying that it was Big U. His media team is in the goo on Clubhouse, meaning his media team is on go, waiting for them to start talking about it in that room so they could screen record and post it up all over the YouTube and their social media channels, because that's what a media team does. Once the media team does that, now let me get my podcasters, my YouTuber, 600, to talk about it, to amplify it and push it even further out. Now that we got all the media teams covering it, and there's places you can go, you can type it into the YouTube search bar and it's going to come up. Now that we've already laid the groundwork for it to be in an algorithm, now let's push it even further by putting 600 on the topic and amplifying it. Put it out there and go. Once 600 put it out there and go, now I'm going to talk about it on the platforms that I go on. That's the phases, right? So that's how it got out there. Your mama yapped for free. Bye. I get paid to sit up here and do what I do. How about that? So now, when he talking about it's already on the social media, if the mother and father was already talking about it over there on TikTok, nobody heard about it. I'm not saying they weren't. I'm not saying they weren't. Salute to Roster Boy TV. Thank you. Welcome to the fam. West fam. Fam West. I always say your name backwards. I don't know why. Fam West. Salute. Sherm. Salute. Salute to everybody tapping in right now. So, yeah, you put it out there for it to be on the internet for $600 to talk about it. Because in order to keep your YouTuber clean so that he don't get hit and struck with nothing, you got to make sure that there's foundation for him to run with the narrative y'all putting out there. So, yeah, remember that. Now, let's continue.
Talking about the DNA being found on these big U fingertips.
You wouldn't have had enough if you go on TikTok, the daddy and the mama been going crazy. See, it ain't his fault that people don't know the content is there.
Yeah.
Right? I had a nigga tell me 3 years ago, damn Wack, nigga, you was gonna get out with Michael Jordan and security. And I'm looking at this nigga like, bro, what the fuck is you talking about? How you know about that shit? Everybody know that Big U is a 600 nemesis. So anything about Big U, 600 little fans and his little people is gonna send to it. You watch my phone, Remo. How much does my phone go off in a fucking minute, bro? Sending me shit. Anybody they feel I got an issue with, boom, 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 they send it. So you can't get mad.
Anybody they know I got an issue with, they hitting my phone. He's telling you. People are sending me information. And anybody I got an issue with, they sending me information on this person. But remember, 600 said they don't care if it's true or not. If they run the information, if they send them information, they're going to run the content.
Yeah.
Is he running content that's already up? Just because you didn't know about it, nigga, that's you. I can tell you about all kind of content I know that's up that I just chose not to talk about it. But if it's up, it's to the motherfucking, if it's up, hey, bro, nigga, talk about it. If that's the case, then what the fuck we doing? Because we talking about shit. Niggas is fighting cases. We talk about a shooting that happened at a club regarding this person. What you think happened, but it's up. It's video.
Y'all hear? We talking about cases. We talking about shootings at clubs. Shootings at clubs. People are out there with their phone, yes. But it ain't in paperwork. It ain't in paperwork, and you talking about it. So you admitting to putting out information that ain't even in no court docs yet that could get somebody jammed up.
We looking at arrows. We looking at what is up. So you can't pick and choose who can talk about what.
Now, once that content up.
It's not even a matter of picking and choosing who puts the content up. It's a matter of the narrative that you spinning when you put your content up. And if you ain't backing your content up with facts, then you putting up bullshit. And when you talking about stuff going on in people's hoods, for him to not be a hood dude and always talk down on the hood the way that he do and saying he the one that got away, you sure be in a lot of hood business. But let's continue because there's a point that he's going to get to.
It's up.
Once the content, it's all, now who put the content out? That's the real thing.
Who did it go?
Now, let me get to the point where, right here.
Williams, right?
That's a fact.
Listen.
Primo, I told you 9 months ago, I got a call from my partner who said, hey, I got a bitch working the spot. They said a 50-page indictment just went up top for Eugene Henley.
Did y'all hear that? Let me run that back one more time. Cause see, people were saying he knew about this indictment coming down, including myself. He was talking about this indictment coming down days before.
Williams, right?
That's a fact. Remo, I told you 9 months ago, I got a call from my partner who said, hey, I got a bitch working the spot. They said a 50-page indictment just went up top for Eugene Henley. You don't remember me telling you that?
Yeah, I remember.
I told you that. Right?
Yeah.
So, my partner, he ain't got nothing to do with that. But that's his bitch. So his bitch is like, hey, you know the guy, Big U? Yeah, she worked at the wherever the fuck they work at processing the work for them people. Yeah, he got a 50-page indictment, just got kicked up top. Whatever the fuck that means. So I'm sitting back watching. I know this nigga. Ain't no way, nigga. This nigga got to be hot as a firecracker. I'm looking at this grid shit, but this nigga to be. I'm looking at this shit going on in Jersey. He took down a whole New Jersey 6-0 card.
Now see how he's spinning into all this other stuff? You see how he's taking and connecting his boom, 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 boom to the bull. You see this? But did y'all hear what he said? Did y'all hear what he said, though? Remo, I told you. I told you 9 months ago. I got a call from my partner who said, hey, he got a 50-page indictment coming down. 9 months ago. His girl worked in the spot. His girl told him he told Wack. His girl told people who work in that area know they can't go leaking information. Come on, bro. Come on, bro. Remo co-signed that he told him 9 months ago about a 50-page indictment. A 50-page indictment. A 50-page indictment can turn to 107 pages real quick. And when you get out here and start screaming about a homicide in the midst of somebody being federally investigated, wouldn't it make sense that there's shit that's going to be added to them 50 pages? What could be added to the 50 pages? Let's see. Because let's go back and let's see round about what time that no jumper incident happened with Luce Cannon. Because if Wack thought that that's gonna make him sound less suspect, he couldn't be further from the truth. And yes, I'm looking for it right now. Boom. This cease and desist letter was dated February 9th, 2024. A year ago. Oh, I got that work too. Cease and desist letter is actually dated, January 21st, 2021. Wait a minute. I see a couple dates on here. Request for cease and desist all defamation, slander, and or libel of character and reputation. Ain't no cap in my rap. And what was that for? Luce Cannon goes off on Big U and makes explosive allegations. That's the video. Oh. That's the video. So you telling me that all of this stuff that's being said, all these narratives, and now throw y'all tornadoes in the chat because I'm spinning, because I'm piecing stuff together. The feds are clearly listening. The feds are clearly listening to what's being said anywhere that Wack go. Clubhouse, YouTube, radio, it don't matter where he go, they going. We know that for a fact because it was said in the Keefe D hearing. And they called him a liar in court. The morass of false statements and rambling nonsensically. That was said in a court of law in the state of Nevada during the Keefe D bail hearing. So now when you start to putting things together, and this is just on a surface level, I haven't like deep dived yet into it. I'm still splashing my feet around. in the water, poking around, digging, poking around, digging. But I'm still talking about the content. Because this content is relevant, and the reason it's relevant is because we have venom in our midst. Yeah, we do. And the crazy thing is, he keep going. And he's still pushing his narrative. All right? This about the phone call. That phone call, yeah, that was talked about by Luce Cannon, that he's alleging happened, but Luce Cannon lied. Hold on, since we on here, shout out to Smoked Out TV News, cause I'm gonna show you what Smoked Out put up on his channel about that phone call. Let me pull that up for y'all. Let me pull that up. Hold on, baby. I got you. Boom. And if you're looking for Smoked Out, he had to start all over again. So y'all go subscribe to his channel, run him back up, because he be having all the receipts. Hold on.
Right before Nip died, he was like, "You got a voice. You need to take over."
The year 2021 is the year of this video right here. Listen.
And right before Nip died, he was like, "You got a voice. You need to take over and finish what I'm doing." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, girl?"
Nip told you that?
Yeah, and so it was like 30 minutes before he died.
Well, how did he tell you? Through a text or what happened?
No phone call. He called me.
Wow, why do you think Nip would have said something like that?
I don't know.
Did y'all catch that?
I just figured that.
So what happened?
No phone call. He called me.
Wow, why?
It was like 30 minutes before he died.
Well, how did he tell you? Through a text or what happened?
No phone call.
Did y'all hear that? Did y'all hear that? Nip called him 30 minutes ahead of time. He said that in 2021. Let's fast forward. Well, actually, let's keep playing it. You know why? Because let's really brainstorm on this.
I was inclined into the universe, so like cuz knew just like certain shit.
Wow, why wouldn't he have just left? You don't know, right? That's really weird. What else did he say to you? Did he say anything else?
Nah. Let's rewind it. Terry Bankhead. Nah. That's not what he said in 2021.
He was like, "You got a voice.
Now you tripping, but relax. Ain't no
To take over."
Hold on.
screenshots here, now they begging for a pass. Same was talking, now they hoping we relax. Nah, keep that same energy, we slow.
This is where I got it from.
Yeah, we turning up. Who want the smoke? We pulling V6. Who want the smoke? Ain't no duck in the heat. Who want the smoke?
What the fuck are you talking about, girl?
Nip told you that?
Yes.
I gotta get to the very beginning of when he started talking. Right there.
He was like, "You got a voice."
Y'all gonna have to deal with that. That's not what he said in 2021.
Nip died. He was like, "You got a voice. You need to take over and finish what I'm doing." And I was like, "What the fuck are you talking about, girl?"
Nip told you that?
Yeah, so it was like 30 minutes before he died.
Well, how did he tell you? Through a text or what happened?
No phone call. He called me.
Wow.
Nip called him 30 minutes ahead of time and told him that he got a voice and that he needs to use it.
Did he say anything else?
No, that's all he told me.
A few years later. And I'm on a phone.
he FaceTimed me. So he FaceTimed me and stuff like that. He was like, Nipsey just got killed. I'm like, sick, so I didn't hear that. So I hang up with him. I called Nipsey, and I'm like, Nipsey, what's up? He was like, oh, what's up with it?
Nipsey answered.
Nipsey answered. He answered the phone, and I was like, I love you, cuz, or whatever like that.
Did you tell him the call you just got, or you didn't even mention it?
I didn't mention it. And that's what fucked me up, because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? That fuck you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, "Yeah, I love you, cuz," or whatever like that. I see you later, or whatever. So I hung up the phone. I thought, Big, you gave wrong information.
So he called Nipsey now, 30 minutes later. He talked to Nipsey 30 minutes. I'm sorry, ahead of time. But in 2021, you said Nip called you 30 minutes ahead of when he ended up being unalived. Now you saying at the end of 2023, almost 2 years later, Big U called you and you called Nip 30 minutes ahead of what happened to him? Least we not forget how Wack is sitting there coaching him. I'm going to turn the volume all the way down and I'm going to play the video. And I'm going to zoom in on just that part so y'all can watch the body language of Wack while he's telling this story. Remember, it said they don't care if it's true or not. Maybe I should put the volume up so it makes sense.
Mention it, and that's what fucked me up, because my cousin is Nipsey baby mama. You get what I'm saying? So it was like, I could have probably stopped it, or it had it.
Stop what? Fuck you mean? That fuck you talking about?
No, because listen. So after I talked to Nipsey, and I was like, I thought, Big, you gave wrong information. 30 minutes later, the homies blowing me up like they just killed Nipsey. And so I'm like,
Wait. You get a call. Yo, what it do with your boy Simply Talk?
So which one is it? Which one is it? Did he call you? Did Nipsey call you? Or did you call Nipsey? Did Nipsey tell you that you got a voice and you need to use it and he's passing the torch to you? Or did Big U tell you this story? Which one? Which one? I told y'all last time, I showed y'all on the live when I talked about how Eric Holder was beat to a pulp. His face was swollen. And a lot of people hadn't even seen that photo of Eric in court. They beat that boy down. Now people saying Eric talking. This, and this. I ain't in LA, so I don't know. You know, the rumblings in the street that's going on. But the way that this stuff is getting down. Now, I also asked y'all, when all that Jay Reed stuff went down, I asked y'all if Wack was putting Luce in a trick bag. Y'all remember that? I don't know if y'all remember that or not. And I said I wasn't touching it no more. And then all of a sudden, boom, Jay Reed came out and ended up being on the Megas Law list. Y'all remember? Let me see. I don't know if it was a video or if it was a live. Y'all got to pay attention to both, whether it's a live or a video. Y'all got to pay attention to both. Fake Mastermind and the Dummy. That's one of them. All right, so y'all might not be able to see this, but it's these videos right here. 1, 2, and 3, where I'm talking about all of this. I'm sorry, it's 4 videos where I talked about this. This one, okay, Wack 100 continues to throw Luce Cannon under the bus. Wack 100 tried to run game on Adam 22. Have Wack 100 and Luce Cannon gone too far? Wack 100 and Luce Cannon clowned. Those 4 videos right there, I talked about it, and I asked that question. Who was in the trick bag? Because at that point in time, I was trying to figure it out. I was trying to figure out, is Jay Reed in a trick bag? Well, yeah, definitely. I feel like Jay Reed was in a trick bag because he was being exposed, right? Was Luce Cannon in a trick bag? Was Adam 22 in the trick bag? Was Mozzie in the trick bag? Who was in the trick bag is what I was trying to figure out. And I always felt like he threw Luce in the trick bag. Now you see. And I'm going back to that because follow me on my conversations. When we have these conversations, it's a brainstorm session. I don't know about Marciano. He did expose him as being, you know, a part of a blood set, but now see, Brick and Wack's beef is a little something different. But one thing that I've noticed about Wack, I don't know, like I'm not gonna put a snitch jacket on somebody without a smoking gun that says that they're a snitch. I'm not doing that. But what I will say to you is everybody who is an op to Wack, or he considers them to be an op or whatever, they're always a snitch, or they got some homosexual allegations that get put against them and all of that. So it's like, regardless to what, I can't say where Brick fits in and all of that. I really can't at this particular point in time. I'm not going to misspeak myself. But I am going back and digging. I don't know, no pillow. Brick baby. That's who I'm talking about. That's who I was talking about. But when it comes down to Luce Cannon, think about this. Follow me down this road. For how many months was Luce Cannon the mouthpiece for Wack 100? And all of his narratives? Because he was, quote unquote, according to him, allegedly, he was Big U's right-hand man. Back in the day, he was his right-hand man. So people are looking, people that are following this, that are on his side, are like, oh, that's a stamp of solidification. That stamps anything that he says because he got inside information, right? So he using him. Once he got him up there on No Jumper and saw, this is how it began with Luce. Once he got him up there on No Jumper and saw I could get him to run his mouth, I could get him to not only tell on Big U, but I could get him to self-snitch. And when I'm done with him, I could toss him over to the feds and that be that. Just follow me. We spinning. We spinning. We just talking right now. We just talking. So now Luce is doing all of this self-incriminating. The situation happens with Jay Reed. Was Jay Reed a pawn? Was Marciano a pawn in that? Just to get Luce Cannon jammed up even more? Because Luce Cannon's statements on No Jumper is in that criminal complaint, right? Right before all of this happened with the feds, there was a fallout that happened between Luce, Wack, and 600. And Luce was saying he wasn't with that police shit that Wack 100 was doing. Y'all remember that? I'll play it in a minute, but let me finish my thought. All of a sudden, Luce gets picked up. Luce is on that criminal complaint. Luce is now on that indictment. But Wack said he knew 9 months ago. Wack said he knew 9 months ago that this was coming down. The No Jumper thing was about over a year ago. But you already got Luce in the trick bag. You puppet master. You got him feeling real comfortable. But you used to be like this with Big U, allegedly. Why would he ever be like this with you and you was a part of his enemy's relation? Like you were in close proximity with somebody that he has this deep-seated hatred, jealousy for. You thought you was one of them? 600 better watch his back too. And like we say, Luce Cannon seems like he's EIP. So you run this game, get Luce taken down. Now all of a sudden everybody's peaceful. But he knew, if you getting information that an indictment is coming down from the top, you telling me that you don't have information about who's on that indictment and who's not? Come on, bro. Come on, bro. You don't know who's on the indictment and who's not? You didn't know that Luce Cannon was on that indictment? Yeah, all right. Yeah, all right. You ain't know. Are we slow? Are we the slow ones and we don't know it? Here's the other thing that I thought of. What if 600 is Wack 100's handler, the overseer? What if that's who he reports to? I don't know. I'm just spinning right now. It's just a narrative. I'm just spinning. Why would you, as Luce Cannon, why would you ever run over there to Wack in the first place, dummy? See, sometimes that enemy of my enemy is my friend shit backfire on you. Because let me tell you something. However a person will treat another person is how they will treat you. Yeah. So when stuff start rolling down the hill, and this thing that people been saying this person does, or you've watched this person do, start happening to you, don't be surprised. Because that's what happened to Luce Cannon. He's sitting up there talking about you playing with people's families and this. But y'all, what was y'all doing? Let's roll that beautiful beam footage before we get up out of here for the morning. Let's roll that beautiful beam footage before we get up out of here for the morning. Because, yeah, I'm going to start doing this. I'm going to start getting up with y'all, having my cup of coffee and politicking with y'all. And then I'm going to go and I'm going to do salute to Stand On the Media. I'm going to go and I'm going to, you know, do my content. But I don't usually do content on the weekend. I don't usually do content on the weekend.
Look, we're about to get into the truth. So, we ain't gonna do no sugarcoating. We ain't gonna do none of that. Sweetie! Sweetie! Here we go. Right? Let's start off with 600. Come on. Oh, we can indicate Wack because they said that they're not messing with me.
Yes, I do be watching mafia stuff. I'm very much into mob stuff. I don't know. I be watching the mob. All right. So, yeah.
They was the exposers before me. Right? No. I start peeping a lot of tricky shit. A lot of stuff that I don't deal with. And let's go to the last incident, right? So we got a mother on the phone, grieving about her son, telling you what the cops is saying. How about they saying certain situations or whatever. I don't know what it is. I'm not going to go into details about the situation. Then you go into saying the content is what it's supposed to be. Starts repeating certain things. Right? Then I'm on the phone with Wack. Like, Wack, I don't agree with this. 600 is doing this. That's not right. That's telling. He's giving me different excuses. So I'm looking at it as like, nah, I don't get in like that. So I'm going back and forth. Talk to Six about it. He tell him, like, F him. I don't care. I don't do that. So I'm thinking to myself, like, well, if you don't care and you putting that stuff out on the internet, that means, bro, you telling, right? But the moral of the story is this. If that happened and they found, quote unquote, what he was saying, they wouldn't wait a month and a half later to pick somebody up. They would come and get him right then and there. See, y'all.
He did this video 12 days ago. Yeah, right before he got picked up. And right before he got picked up, when he's sitting with Brick. This is the first time this man made sense. I was sitting here listening like, yo, he's telling the truth. Exactly, and he's slow. And he's slow. So this is why I said, are we slow too? Like, was we in the basement class right along with him and we didn't know it? Like, it's a simulation. They made us believe that we wasn't EIP. But even he's saying it for himself. If you telling about that, you telling. And he's questioning the same way we questioning. Like, yo, if that was the case, then why is he still... DNA, let me tell you something. DNA under the fingernails. You get somebody's DNA under your fingernails when they are scratching in defense and something like that. You get DNA under the fingernails. That's a smoking gun to authorities. But he was able to pick that up. Y'all want me to finish playing it? Throw them Henny glasses in the chat if y'all want me to finish playing Luce Cannon's last video. He said he lost a brain cell just now. We all lost a brain cell just now. Sherb said keep playing it. All right, Keisha. All right, Austin. Y'all saying throw it up. Hey, Angel Kisses the Oracle. Salute to you, mama. All right, I'm going to keep playing it.
Saying the street politics and all this and everybody supposed to be street and no, this is gang goofy. If somebody found that, it's over with. It's no need to worry about something else. They already got what they got. They're not going to schedule a time where he's going to get picked up. You don't put that on the internet before it even happens. And I don't agree with that. That's a rat.
That's a rat.
It ain't nothing more, nothing less to it. Sweetie! Sweetie! It's called telling. I don't agree with that. I'm a street dude. That all he got is his name. He got everything else. Y'all want to be, oh, let me just mess it up. Let me say this. Let me say that. No. Y'all agreeing with y'all doing. There's thousands and thousands of people that see that. Yeah, I'm loose cannon for a reason. But I'm not implicating nobody in nothing like that.
You're not implicating nobody in nothing like that. But you just sat back and did that. You did that a year ago. You didn't say that he actually committed the homicide, but you were implying. You were implying that he was an accessory before the fact. That's where he start, you know. You can't clean your plate. Can't clean your plate now when you've done it and the people already know. Can't. We already know, but let him continue.
I'm about to be a part of that. That's weird. Y'all took exposing on something that's probably not going to even happen. It would have already happened. They don't do it last year and give you a scheduled date. It seems like it's a play on the other side. Oh. Then you say, oh, we warning him. How? How are you warning anybody? Do we understand what's going on? And don't act like I don't know about the text messages in your group chat. I'm talking about the 100 group chat.
Let's pause for a second because it got spicy. Hold on. I'm trying to move past the hard T's, okay? I'm trying to move past it, right? I don't like him, just like I don't like academics. But if you speak it right, I can't say you not speaking right. Right, D Twins, they forgot he was in the chat and they was yapping. That, and he knows about what's going on in them chats. He knows about what's going on in them chats. Let's use the K Flock situation because that's the latest trending one, right? Where we could go immediately, and even with the Yellow Beezy Mo 3, right? When they have a suspect, they go immediately and pick you up. You do not pass go. You do not collect $200. But remember, we all kept saying the DNA was incomplete, and when tested, it was inconclusive. That means that the DNA sample was tainted. If you watch murder programs, any type of discovery ID or any type of whodunit anything, when it's tainted, when it's incomplete, it's tainted. And they even tell you that it's tainted more than likely because of the elements, because it was cold out there. You know, they found them in the morning, then that means that maybe dew got mixed up in it, because you know dew settles on stuff. I don't know if Las Vegas gets dew or not, but it's the desert, so I don't know if they get that. But maybe the wind blew it and it got sand in it and all type. We don't know why it was an incomplete DNA sample. But an incomplete DNA sample can't give you a complete story. So them testing it anyway, to me, was goofy on their behalf. You understand what I'm saying? And what happened to his luggage? What happened to his luggage? Because they never said we found his luggage on the side of the road. They never said we found his luggage in the trunk. We never heard nothing else about that. But here you go, whacking 600. You trying to press the issue on this. The feds ain't even pressing the issue on this. So what are we talking about? You can't say it's at the state level and whatever, because 9 times out of 10, look at what happened with K Flock. His murder was on a state level, and the feds came in and put it on the RICO. It's on one of the counts. Now, granted, we have a press release. We haven't seen the full RICO, but as of right now, I'm confident with being able to say that as of the complaint and as of the press release that they gave us, there is no murder on that. So why you still harping on this, bruh? Oh, because y'all don't care whether it's true or not. Because it's him, you gonna keep pushing it. Which means that anybody that gets in their crosshairs, you better pay attention to what they saying now, because they telling you how they gonna work you. They're telling you how they're going to work you. And they don't care if it's real or not. They're going to work you. If they feel like you a threat, they're going to work you. If they feel like you a op, they're going to work you. And this is how they're going to work you. They're going to use their media room, their clubhouse rooms, and their media teams, and the YouTube channels, and the YouTube podcasts. And then he going to get up on No Jumper and Academics and Vlad TV. And he going to push the narrative even further out there so that it bleeds into the algorithm. He got a whole system. I ain't even going to hold you. He got a whole system to be able to reach the masses, to push whatever narrative he want to push. That's dangerous. That's dangerous. And that's why yesterday when I was saying those of us that have a platform, that have voices, we got to realize our power, and we got to start utilizing it to push back this crap. Yeah, because people getting jammed up. Why he implicating Big U in a case that happened in Jersey? Y'all not questioning that? Why that Jersey case not mentioned in this RICO? Because if they connected, wouldn't they all be on the same RICO? I'm asking questions because I don't know right now. I don't know. But wouldn't that be connected to the RICO we looking at right now? If that was all on the same case, all brought down because of the same person? Like, what are we talking about? I don't know. Like, I'm really seriously, I'm passionately asking for somebody to hop in my inbox on IG and have a conversation with me that understands this. Because I don't understand it. Because I would think that some of this Jersey stuff would trickle over into the Cali stuff. Or am I bugging? Y'all tell me if I'm bugging. Y'all let me know, because I don't profess to know it all. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a paralegal. I'm just a girl who be reading court docs and who be looking at the narratives and be processing, doing the process of elimination. Okay? I be doing that. Sue Surf, I believe, debunked that nonsense CS2 was talking about. Thank you. Send me the link. I gladly will go look at it and review it and bring it to the forefront. We the people need y'all to stop the foolishness that Wack is doing to our community. We appreciate you for real. I keep saying that, but they not listening. Maybe they will hear you. I don't know, but you know what? If we all start moving together like a fist, we make an impact. Individually, we individual. But when we come together, we a fist and we make an impact. Who said that? Somebody said that. Somebody said that. I forgot who said that. But it was one of our important leaders, I believe, that said that. And that's why this right here is so significant to us. The fist is so significant because it's unity. So that's what needs to happen. Because we got to push back in a mighty way. Because guess what? Today is Big U. Tomorrow it could be you. It could be me. It could be anybody that they start pushing a narrative on until they build a case against you. Oh, if I went on a diet. Oh, guess what? Unhealthy, honey. Yeah. I actually got this way because of a deficiency, but I don't have high blood pressure, cholesterol, or any of that. But thank you for being so concerned about my health. I bet your daddy would love it here, though. Your daddy. I'm at that age where it could be your man, your daddy, your brother, even your grandpa. I'm at that age. Yeah. Yeah. You know why? Because I'm a real one. Everybody need a real one and they can't. So you don't bother me. I could change my weight. But other people, you can't change the ugly or the dumb that's in them. Just saying. Anyway, let's get back into the content. Let's finish this video.
Don't act like, oh, there's shaking my head. Oh, I don't know.
Thank you,
get what I'm
Wonder
saying?
Woman.
I know. The thing is, I don't do that. I could do talking and stuff like that. And I'm with everything. Y'all know that. Do something. Because I get cracking. Dead homies, 600, you could get a fade. Wack is going to get a fade. All that. We don't have to do all the content. Want to bring your squad? I'll bring my squad. Hey, let's do it.
This was just before he got locked up. He calling him out for fades. He calling him out for fades.
This is what y'all trying to make it to really be. Just because I don't agree with that, but then we're talking about the swatting that happened at my house, right? Wack runs content. He said, oh, he's not running content or whatever. He just listening. Oh, but the voice. Oh, does she really sound like she's, what? Oh, R.P. Luce, Cannon. And all this stuff like that. But I know the tactics. They're not going to say and try to go at me, try to make it seem like I'm a liar, or go at my wife. Once you put Sharice involved in it and the female calling her out her name and stuff like that, I take it not against them, because they wouldn't do it if you didn't allow them to. That's disrespectful, because I wouldn't do that to R&B. You have to understand, certain lines get crossed. It's no get back with me. I am Luce Cannon. That's my name. When I push, I keep going. It's no coming back from certain things. Then, right?
Thank you.
You repost 600 video. Oh, Wack don't mess with Luce Cannon. Nigga. Y'all not understanding that I don't care. I stand alone all the time. When it come down to the Noah Jumper incident, I took the blame for it.
What did you take the blame for, though?
Forget all that. Let's talk about the underlying stuff that's going on. We can peel back layers after layers after layers. You ran content, smutting my name, thinking it's cool. Thinking, oh, I'm going to just say a lot of things, let them run the content and say certain things and chime in and stuff. I know the tactic. They wouldn't do it. And then they don't even understand you will get them hurt for playing with me, dead homies. Like, I'm trying to be cool, but bro.
I think dead homies is the first thing that he has ever said that was actually clear. And yes, I agree that swamp water was real disrespectful. Nobody liked that at all. The thing is, and I'm gonna stop it there because I've had enough of Luce Cannon, and it's getting hot out here in this bathrobe. Salute to Yada Mean. Yada Mean. The thing is, what happened to Luce is he got put in that trick bag. Like I said, he got put in that trick bag. And then they started using the same tactics he watched them use on other people on him. Because see, what had happened was when Wack caught wind that there was people at Luce Cannon's door, he just knew, because he already knew that the indictment was coming down. He just knew that Luce was a goner. So he, in a safe way, started, or what he thought was safe, started talking about it and made it content. And Luce didn't like that. He got a taste of what it was to be on the other side of the play. Now you became content. You ain't like it. You ain't like it. But now where you messing up, Luce, is you allowing them to put you back in a trick bag because they need you. They need you. Okay, I'm sorry. It's hot. Okay, I'm in Florida. I ain't in New York no more. It's hot. So I'm going to just sit up front like this so y'all don't see everything. But they need you now. So they got to make nice with you and make it seem like, oh, anything that you need, we got you. And no, I'm not in a bra's tank top, okay? Anyway, they need you to be that inside man. That's what they need. They need you to be that inside man to run them the information on what's going on. And they setting you up now because he's still in Nevada. He hasn't been transferred. I don't know if he was transported on Friday, but what I can tell you is, as per my knowledge, as of right now, Luce is still on the case, but in Nevada awaiting transportation to LA. That's what's going on right now. So they need you to be like this with them. So when you get over there to LA and you get in LA County, you can still feed them the information. Yeah, go ahead. Have Sharice talk to Adam 22. Have that call into No Jumper so people know to tune into that platform. So I could still have you incriminate yourself. To continue to set yourself up. Yeah, Adam, no. We good. We good. Because if he starts saying, I don't rock with Loose Cannon, I don't mess with Loose Cannon, ain't nobody really going to pay attention too much, right? Now, we good because we need them for content. We good because we'll get the exclusive content from Luce, from behind the wall. And what? You probably putting money on the books, taking care of Sharice or whatever it is that you promising to do so that you could keep that line of communication open. Then as soon as you get booked, as soon as all of this is done and over and you get sentenced with your time and now you sitting in that cell, don't nobody want to hear from you no more because you don't have no more content to tell. And the only way you got content to tell is if something pop off. But to my understanding, when you on a case in the feds, you and your Cody ain't going to the same fed. And guess what? They can send you anywhere in the country. Because this is not like the state where they can only send you within the confines of the state. So if you get sentenced in LA, New York, Atlanta, Texas, Jersey, Kentucky, you get sentenced within the state of Kentucky, you can only stay within the confinements of that state. When you are sentenced by the United States government, you can go from coast to coast. They can take you from the West Coast and put you all the way on the East Coast. They can take you from the South and put you all the way in the North. They can take you from anywhere and put you in the Midwest in any facility that they have across the nation. You will be of no more use to him, and they will be running all types of content on you. And if you back out of it now, whatever information he has now that could possibly be picked up and tacked onto your case, don't think he won't expose that. And this is going off of the pattern of behavior that we are being shown by Wack and his people. Right, Sherm? You gotta have some sense these days. Probably Luce did not have a father figure, and he is doing all of this BS for OGs. Could be. Could be. I don't know. Luce is getting the fame. His girl gonna get the fame that they always wanted, but it's a price to pay for that, and that's a fact. Now, I'm glad you brought that up because that's another point, because she's starving for fame. She was looking for fame before she got on One More Chance on Zeus. Then she got on One More Chance on Zeus, and she wasn't a final contestant, but she's still been looking for that spotlight. She done did music, she done did modeling, she done did all of that. But now this social media thing, because Wack done plugged himself into all these different places, remember the transcript. I keep going back to the transcript, because what does he say? He allows people to dig a hole basically to where they're indebted to him. And he'll give them what they want or what it is that they desire. as long as they gonna give him what he need. You gotta think about that. She wanna be famous, he gonna make her famous. But it's gonna come at the cost of using her to go through Luce. See, here's the thing. When I was with my oldest father, my oldest two's father, and he would go into Click Click City, guess where I would go? In the house. Nobody would see me unless you had to see me. And when you saw me, I was coming and going from his mom's house. I wasn't in the hood. I wasn't associating with people. It was a select few that I would speak to. I didn't speak to his homies unless he told me to call a homie and tell a homie, or go see the homie and tell the homie, or whatever. And there wasn't no bullshit. It was just like, yo, tell him to come see me or whatever, blah, blah, blah. Tell him so-and-so was up here with me, whatever. The homies would ask, you good, you need anything, let me know. I wouldn't go for none of that when people would offer to help me. You know why? Because I learned very early that the one that they ask to watch over you will try to hit on you. Yeah. Yeah. The homie that was supposed to be looking out for me and the kids and all of that, talking about coming to the crib to drop off bread, but he gonna stop and get a bottle and we gonna roll up and chill. No, I know what that means. I know what roll up and chill mean. You're not coming to my house to roll up and chill. Are you bugging? I ain't that type of female. I did my dirt when Bro was home, but he was doing his dirt too, so I was getting my lick back. But if he locked up in Click Click City, what lick back am I getting? Because he ain't doing it. I know that sounds backwards, but real ones gonna feel me. If you out here running and doing your dirt in the street, and you got this chick and that chick and that chick, I'm gonna go do my dirt too. But now you locked down in Click Click City. What dirt you doing? You getting visits? You getting letters? You getting phone calls? Okay. That's what they do when they in jail. But if I need money, I'm going to get that money sent home off the books. I've had it sent home off the books. But I'm also putting money on them books. I'm also going on those VIs. I'm also making sure them packages get up there. I'm also answering the phone calls. I'm also striking a pose and sending pictures. You know what I'm saying? Sending flicks to the kids and all that other stuff. Wifey has wifey duties. Now, I ain't gonna front. As I've gotten older, I've gotten a little more caught up in life, and life has gotten a little, life is life for everybody. So sometimes I'll be slipping. Like, my son is locked up. My son is like, you still ain't sent me a picture of the dog yet, ma. Gotta send him a picture. I gotta sit down after this and send him all the pictures he asked me for. But it's a job. You don't talk to the homies. When your man is in Click Click City, you don't rock with the homies. Nah, you got to talk to the family, and even then you got to be careful with who you're talking to in the family, because not everybody's family is family. You feel me? But she out here talking to the homies. She going to allow them to walk her through this process, and she getting in a trick bag next. See, that's what you got to watch when you over there messing with Wack. He going to put you in a trick bag. That's the type of person that builds dirt on you. Behind the scenes, he building dirt on you. He's smiling in your face, but he's building a case of his own behind the scenes. He's keeping account of every foul. He's writing down and checking out and looking up things that you done told him in conversation you done been involved in. So when he need to throw you in the blender and put you in that trick bag, if he got to set you up because he got a quota to meet, funds are getting low. Informants get paid. Allegedly. I'm just saying. Allegedly, he's an informant. Informants get paid. They got a quota they got to meet in order to keep the money going. Yeah. So when you got to meet a quota, he's going to pull you out the trick bag. Make sense? I'm spinning. I said allegedly. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm saying allegedly for the channel. $600. Who the hell plays cop games? And what precinct allows you to walk in and go into the detective's office? And who was that giving you that necklace? Y'all remember the gold necklace with the little police badge on it? Ain't that what the undercovers have? Isn't that like something that they have, that they use? Just like there's a little signal for COs. They leave the gas tank arm open so people know, like... Just saying. You gotta watch. Wonder who the next victim is too. But remember this. At some point in time, everybody becomes unuseful. So it'll be interesting to see what happens next. Because what I can't also understand is how Wack is sitting right there while things, self-incrimination is going on, how he's so close to people that are within this case, right? But you ain't in that case. I find that highly suspicious. But I also see some other things that I don't want to speak on because I don't want to be the voice that amplifies that. But if any of y'all are in here that have the right to speak, y'all ever notice that there's certain type of politics that he always in the midst of to get jammed up? Pick up what I put down and run with that, because I can't run with it. But anyway, y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. I hope that y'all have enjoyed this spiked coffee with Henny. I'm going to try to do this in the mornings, and then by the afternoon, I will try to give y'all some type of something content-wise. But on the weekends, you definitely will only be getting these videos because I don't like to work on Saturday and Sunday. Thank y'all for tapping in and tuning in. Thank you for all of the support. Please lean on a like on your way out. Love is always love, and remember to vibe high so that the bullshit don't stick, and I'll see y'all in the next video.